Holy shit, this is bloody good. It's ReLIFE, a school-life drama directed by Kosaka Satoru. The story revolves around a young adult of 27 who is desperately trying to keep up appearances. After quitting his job for moral reasons, he suddenly is given a lifeline by a man he meets in an alley. You know, because that's where all the legit jobs come from. Seriously though, if a man offers you a pill in the back of an alleyway, you should really take more time to think about it than our protagonist does. Oh, whatever. It's an anime. The idea is simple. You take a pill, it makes you younger, and you relive a year in high school. It's all part of a social experiment, and at the end, the company will make sure nobody remembers. This alone perked my interest. After all, who wouldn't take you up on this offer? It's a free year without any consequences. Regardless, nobody will remember you as the company will erase their memories. Then again, perhaps this is me holding on to my youth. So after thinking for about 2 seconds, our protagonist Kaizaki agrees and heads off to the usual setting, a high school. The setting allows for multiple complex interactions while still being relatively carefree. While a 27-year-old adult may alienate your core demographic, it works here because of the dichotomy of what is important to a high school student and a young adult. A good example of this is with Kaizaki, who constantly tells his classmates to come back in 10 years for matters of love. However, it doesn't stop there, it filters through to every aspect of the anime. Meetings down dark alleys are a rare coincidence, and Kaizaki quickly finds himself playing therapist, with a little Cupid, along the way. It's not long before the narrative structure reveals itself. It's a pretty standard concept in school life, with each female character having a short section which plays out their arc. But what sets it apart is each story is not contained within its own section. No character is thrown away, as character growth continues throughout the entire story, and no episode feels like a filler. It's interesting to see the characters grow and continue to evolve outside the force of Kaizaki, which is quite refreshing in its genre. So, let's talk about the females for a moment. At first, you could be forgiven for thinking they are the classic tropes of the genre. You have Hishiro, the smart one, Tamarai, the sporty spice, Karyu, the loose cannon, and Anoya, who is essentially the library girl with pigtails. You quickly find they are not the standard archetypes, as they have crossover in their character traits. Without doubt, the best example of this is Karyu, who throughout the story occupies most of these traits. And despite Hishiro being implied as the lead female, Karyu plays a constant source of conflict and resolution. Okay, so let's talk about Hishiro. Despite her intelligence, she's a bit of a blank slate. Her story comes early in the anime, and her conflict is with herself, not the other characters. If you're a fan of the genre, it's impossible not to be charmed by her, and her social awkwardness. Her interaction with a certain character is completely out of her comfort zone. It's awkward and uncomfortable, and that smile is why it works. Thankfully, the series does not drop the ball with needless over-sexualization, which is so prevalent in modern anime. The show is 13 episodes long, which isn't short by today's standards. However, it does feel incomplete, and I hope it will get a second season. To sum up, the anime gets a massive thumbs up from me. There's a lot of interplay between the characters, and no episode feels like filler. The charm of the characters is out of control, and it leaves you begging for more. Well, thanks for listening.